Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel World of Nabeeda. In today's video we're going to be talking about work experience. As we find that, as we carry on in this economy, as things kind of move forward, we find that work experience has become more and more important. That more and more employers actually care more about the work you've done or the experiences you've gained across your life rather than, educational qualification in some cases. And therefore it's very important, one, we know what work experience is. Two, what can count as work experience, and three, being able to showcase it really well on our CVs, cover letters, or whatever other form of application method we're using to showcase to our future employers that we are employable, we've got the right capacity, we've got the right skills, and we've done it before. So let's get right into it, because like I said, this is a big one, it's very important, so here we go. So what actually is work experience? So work experience is very simple, like any kind of work you've done that you've gained some kind of experience from, that you can show to a future employer that you've done said thing and you gained that experience. It's literally as simple as that. A lot of people will really complicate this topic and talk about how work experience literally has to be you working for a professional organization or a particular company and having worked for a set amount of time and getting paid from them or whatever, when that is not true. Work experience can be as simple as you volunteering, like in a charity shop. That is also work experience, and a lot of people don't really count that, or they think, oh well, actually that wouldn't count as work experience. Well, it does, and that's why we're going to move on to the second point quite quickly, which is what counts as work experience. So work experience can literally be anything you've done that can show you've gained a particular set of skills. So for example, when I was in university and I was applying for jobs, I was part of societies. Now I joined those societies, obviously one, because I did like them, but two, because I knew they were giving me the skills that I needed to become employable, or to be able to showcase to a future employer that I'd done certain things, right? So does that not count as work experience because it wasn't paid or it wasn't a proper organization? No, it still does. It's about how you showcase that on your CV, and obviously we'll come onto that a little bit later on. But work experience can be you volunteering in an organization. Your paper round that you did is also work experience. Working in a retail store, kind of like, for example, I worked in Wilkinson's for a couple of years. That's work experience. Being in charge of societies at universities, playing sports as part of a team and things like that. Those are things that count as experience. Of course, if you've got experiences, working in an office, or if that's the kind of role you're looking for, so if you've got experience working in an office, in those kind of spaces, obviously use that. But if you don't have that, that doesn't mean you don't have experience. You just have experience that might look different to other people's, and that's absolutely fine. It's just how you use that experience to kind of showcase to your employer that, I've got the same skills as someone else, I just got them in a different way. And that's fine, because we're all different people. We've all gained our skills and experiences from different places, different things that we've done. So it's all about how you show it, which is the final point in terms of how do I showcase my work experience. So we all have CVs that obviously we put this kind of stuff on. So if this is your first CV that you're creating and you're putting your work experience on there, and you've kind of volunteered most of your life, you've not really had a chance to get a paid job, which I completely understand, because a lot of paid jobs nowadays are talking about experience and then you don't have the experience, so it becomes really difficult and it just keeps going round and round in a circle. So that's why obviously volunteering and doing all these other things can count as experience, and here's how you showcase it. So what you need to do is literally, when it comes to your experiences, if you've worked in like a retail store or anything like that, that can obviously go in your main experiences. Even if you volunteered, obviously that can go in your main experiences. However, if you have kind of other activities you've done alongside those, so for example, if you were like the captain of a basketball team, I don't even know if that's the thing. If that is a thing, the captain of a football team. There you go, captain of a football team, then you can obviously put that and you can say some of the skills you gain from it. Because the reality is, no matter what we do, we're always gaining skills. Being the captain of a football team can bring you immense skills of leadership, management, holding people accountable. And a lot of times people miss out on that because they just think, well, I was just playing football, or I was just, trying to get people to play well. Well, actually, you were doing a lot more than that. And that's why sometimes all you need to do is sit down with like a pen and paper, or if you want to do this on a laptop, sit down and write down all the things you've done, all the sports you've taken, participated in, all the societies you joined, all the stuff you've done, and write all of those down. Then write down next to it all the skills you think you got out of it. So for example, I was like a marketing manager for a Teach Fair Society whilst I was at university. So what skills did I get out of that? And I would write that down, right? I learned a bit about marketing, you know, about creating designs and things like that. So I would put that down because that is some key skills I've learned. If I wanted to go into marketing, those are some important things I can talk about. So that's why it's very important you sit down, make note of all the things you did and all the things you learned from it. And then you choose which is the most important, or what are some of the things that really stand out. Because when you're creating a CV, you really need to think about who you're marketing that CV to. So that CV is going to a recruiter. So if you're applying for like a particular role, you need to think about, okay, if I'm applying for a management position, then I need to talk about the management skills I got from each of these like experiences. But if you're applying for a retail position, it's a different set of skills you're looking for. So it's very important you really kind of customize that. All the skills and experiences you talk about, you customize them, put them on your CV in little chunks, talking about what you did, what you learned, and what you achieved. When you're talking about achieved, try to make it quantifiable. So for example, if you're talking about being the captain of a football team, did you manage to increase the average goals you guys were scoring over like a set period of time? You know, what did you achieve in that time? Talk about that and try to quantify it, because when you quantify things, it makes it easier for businesses to understand what you really managed to achieve. So that's why it's so important you kind of go into that, really put that in, add that, and obviously once you've done that, just look over it, make sure it all makes sense, and boom, your CV is ready, your experience is ready. And like I said, work experience can look different for different people, but the reality is work experience can be anything you've done at any point in your life. It is important to obviously have the most latest work experience. So if you are volunteering, keep volunteering and adding that to your CV. If you are a captain of a football team and someone says, well, actually you should let that go now, don't let that go. Those are real skills you learning. And the other thing you need to think about is those are things you can actually keep on talking about as well. It shows you that you're a whole person and not just kind of working robotic person who's just kind of going to work, coming back from work, going to work, coming back from work. No, we're all real people. We have real hobbies, real things we're interested in. So really add that and enhance that in your CV by talking about, like I said, those what you did, what you achieved, and then quantify that and put that in there. So I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions about work experience, let me know. There are loads of websites you can use to actually get work experience, which I will be talking about in a different video where we talk about kind of how to get work experience, what different websites and stuff you can go to. So I'll do all of that in a separate video. But if you're interested in finding out more, subscribe to my channel now, because I will be doing more and more stuff around personal development and finding that job you've been looking for. While you're here, also check out some of my other videos where I actually talk about creating a killer CV, talk about application forms, managing the process, because all of those are very key alongside your work experience. Have a lovely day. I'll catch up with you all soon. Bye.